That's not how we start the video.
Hi.
Hi, what? Is this a public service announcement, a PSA?
Someone came and put things up my nose. Pathology. Ladies!
You just had the
Ladies!
phlebotomist.
The Queen is speaking.
My goodness me.
Princesses.
Hi guys, welcome back to OK Aussie. We're out in the kitchen. That's where we're at the moment.
Guys,
making things.
she put it up both noses.
Nostrils. So you've got two noses. There's one nose, you have two nostrils.
Nostrils.
Seriously. Stick with me on this one.
I'm not talking to him right now. Let's just talk just you and me, okay? I got it shoved up there. And you know what's happened now? Oh, Max, that is not a platform. Basically, she's opened the floodgates and snot's wanting to come down. And I'm just not happy.
You're not happy? That's actually really
I just turned the light switch on. I just turned my light switch on. Okay.
It's not a light switch
I
for a
power
start. It's
switch.
a power switch.
There's Max.
Right.
Hi, Max. Hi, Max. Pretty boy. There's the girls in the background. But anyway, I'm having my snack.
What are we making?
She was late, you know, because...
The phlebotomist.
Oh, you know, it's great, isn't it?
Well, actually, she was late by an hour
Can
and a
I
half.
do that to everybody? I'll turn up when I want.
Well, at least she turned up.
I'll turn up when I want. Hi, doctor. I'll turn up when I want. No, I'm not ready right now. I've changed my mind. I'm going to come in an hour
Doesn't
late.
work like that.
No, I know that. It's annoying. Anyway, he's making me a nice cup of tea. Isn't that nice?
Cup of tea in your Disney cup.
He made. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's pretty. She's pretty. So yeah, basically, I'm not very well. Shingles is not fun.
Amongst many other things.
Yeah, amongst 22q trying to
And that's
kill
why
me.
you had the viral test today because of the
shingles.
zoster. Herpes zoster. Viral.
That herpes thing sounds
Reactivated
gross.
chickens.
Reactivated chicken pox.
Reactivated chicken.
I gotta fix something over here, so watch me. It's annoying. I want to show you my painting, but like it's a bit harder for me to get to it right now, but I'll actually probably do a separate video. I've got to finish it today. I've got to finish my painting, which is going, see that big blank space above the TV? I've created a masterpiece for our home, right? For our home, and it's going to go above the TV. If I hate it, it's going to be a problem because I spent a lot of money on it. Art supplies is not cheap these days. I'm getting mad about that.
They're ridiculous.
They're ruining my fun. They're ruining my fun. He's acting like I'm in his way. I'm not in his way.
You're in my kitchen.
Look, my
kitchen is
fluffy
only so
son is
big.
playing with the washing. Look at him.
Look at the washing.
Bugger.
Look at.
Cheeky little bugger.
Okay,
look
first
at
of
him.
all, look at the washing. Look how much
What?
washing I've had to do today. This is ridiculous. I'm using.
What, because of me?
Yeah, because of you.
Why is it because of me?
I don't know.
He's lying.
I'm not.
I'm neutropenic. I have to be very, very clean, and I have to use extra things sometimes. And
You're saying that you're messy. I
my
agree.
carer yesterday did a bunch of towels.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
she did. So yeah. Oh, do you want to see my new donut cup? Not that I need one, but it was $5 at Kmart. I collect donut anything. It's a weird collection. Very proud of this. So I don't drink and smoke, but I spend money on shit like this. Makes me happy. I don't know why. Anyway, it's cute. It's on my coffee maker that doesn't get used often because the pod machine's easier.
Can I show them my Easter eggs?
Oh, guys, we've got the coolest Easter egg bowl. Would you like an Easter egg? The bowl's gorgeous. This is from Reject Shop. I haven't decorated for Easter yet because I've been a bit
Well,
sick.
you need to hop to it, don't you?
I've been a bit sick.
Oh,
So, oh, there's a pink one screaming for my name. Now, there's no nuts in here, is there? I'm allergic
Which
to nuts.
one have you got?
The pink.
It might have nuts in it.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious, but if I tell you that, then you might eat my Easter eggs, will you?
I don't-
That'll make you think twice.
I don't normally eat his Easter eggs, but they're not actually yours.
No,
They're ours.
they're for decoration, apparently.
No, they're not. They're to be eaten, but it's not too fast because we're way ahead of time here. I mean, Easter is not until what, 21st or something, isn't it?
Hey, we're counting down.
I don't know. But we're starting early because we like chocolate in this house. So I can't open this thing. Fine motor skills. Fine motor skills.
Okay,
Hair?
you find your
Hair?
motor. You find your fine motor skills over there.
Ah.
Meanwhile, making a cup of tea. The tomato. Oh my God! You just didn't do that, did you? She dropped it on the ground. You
It's
can't
gone.
take her anywhere.
It's gone.
Seriously.
I can't eat it now because I'm neutropenic. All right.
That
so I
was
guess...
a waste of an Easter egg. Lady.
Well, I'll go without then. Here, use the rubbish.
My God, can't
All right.
take you anywhere.
It's stuck on my hand.
Okay, wash
It's
your.
stuck on my hand. Okay, so basically, let's come over here because basically I'll take you where he's got to take me anywhere. Woo! We just danced. We just danced, man. Welcome.
My clipboard.
Oh yeah, he did a really cool thing today. Pretty clever bunny. Boom! Look at that. I just have no words.
What is it?
He's a genius. He's a genius. It's going to be so handy for staff, and so handy, not for me, because I'm not allowed to touch medication because on my neuropsych test, 15-hour test, I've got to go do it again to check to see if I've declined. I declined. Okay, see what I mean? Is it declined? Yeah. If I'm declining in mental capacity. I think we've established that just in this conversation. So anyway, I do have to go get it done again. 15 hours, man. Anyway, let's see what mental age I've gone down to now. Last time I was 18 to 21.
I think
Has it gone down?
I think you might be regressing a little bit here. Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Let
big
me
ears.
check your temperature. It's perfect.
Of course, it is perfect.
Oh, okay. Sounds for me today is yeah. So what do you think the day's been like, sir?
Me?
She was late. That was
I'm
annoying.
exhausted by the day.
Just waiting for the person to come. It's like, hurry up. I do want to have a life. You know, I could die any day. I want to live before I die, if you know what I mean.
Did you actually explain what the clipboard's for?
No.
What? Okay.
That's
This
what you're for.
is Dyan Moore weekly medication administration record and signing sheet. It lists all her medications, all her PRN medications, information and abbreviations for medications maybe that's not given. It has a table that gives you dates. It shows in the vertical columns the times
He's been
when
violated.
each medication is meant to be taken, and then that means the staff can sign off and say, hey, yes, you've taken or not taken the medication at the set time, or if you've been given a PRN. So we have a track record as we're going through that
been violated.
to actually understand what's happening when
I
staff
missed out
are
on the
involved.
history.
And this is particularly important because if you have multiple care staff throughout the day, you might have 3 shifts. There's a continuity. If I come in and some staff are given medications, Dyan might not remember. She forgets everything. She might not know the dosage or the name. Here it's clearly outlined. Or if I have to go off to hospital or clinic, I can take this with me and say, oh, hey, look, this is what she's been using for the last week or so. Gives us some indications around that. Are you enjoying your cracker? Polly? Polly wants a cracker.
Cheers.
Cheers, big
I missed
ears.
out on my chocolate. Are you playing with the birds again, Max?
I'm surprised he's not in the cage, personally.
Guys,
He's
you know
trying
where I
so
found him
hard
first
to
thing
get
this
into that
morning?
cage.
First thing this morning, he was holding onto the cage like this.
Like Spider-Man.
Like he was climbing up a tower.
The birds love it. They are so interactive.
They do love it.
They are teasing him.
They think he's cool.
Something cruel, to be honest. But anyway, he has to deal with that. How's your mini meltdowns going at the moment?
Not good.
Not good. It's been a very autistic day today.
Many autistic
Since
days.
about 5:45 a.m. this morning. But that's actually more pain driven is when you
Yeah, I
wake
woke
up.
up in agony
Pain levels were
So I was
through the roof.
sensory overloaded from that.
It does create sensory
then-
overload. So that
yep.
trips the rest of the sensory issues.
And then like the apprehension of like, well, first we had the doctor ring this morning and he sounded, he sounded grumpy. So
7:30. He did not sound grumpy. He
Yes,
was
he did.
chirpy. He was chirpy. As for 7:30 in the morning, probably before his second coffee, he was doing very well. Always lovely to hear from the doctor.
he doesn't like me.
That is not true at all.
But
actually,
basically,
you're
the lady that
just lots
was
of things to
coming
be
to do
done.
the
Swab.
ended up being like, you know,
The
'cause
phlebotomist
I said, not today, Satan. But what did he do?
booked it in today.
Booked it in today.
Has to be done. Need the information. Sorry, and that's also getting sent off to the hospital to the immunology team, because I'm also
Nobody
dealing.
cares.
Well, they are, because I'm also dealing with the anaesthetist team for the gastroenterology team for your procedures, and the anaesthetist needs to know that your condition is under control before they actually go into a procedure very shortly. So many things to juggle at the moment.
Guys,
One thing affects
an
another,
endoscopy,
doesn't it?
colonoscopy
Catch
for
22.
me is not like
A walk
for
in
a
the park.
normal person,
No,
guys.
it's not
It is actually high risk.
I spent 45 to 50 minutes with just the anaesthetist nurse going through Dyan's needs
Oh.
pre-op, and then I spent another 45 minutes, almost an hour, with the actual
The nurse.
anaesthetist herself, going through again all your notes and concerns and preparatory information and things that have to be done on the day and the way it's going to be done. So Dyan will be going in overnight to manage, because anything to do with
I'm
this
gonna
severe,
seize. I'm
it's
gonna
a
seize.
guarantee. It's a
What are they gonna do? Cancel me?
95%. No, this is the whole
Oh,
idea of
good.
going in. So
Thank goodness.
that's the key thing, because if you were to do it at home, do the 2 or 3 days of preparation that's needed to cleanse your bowel, and then you're seizing and going in, they would crash you,
I'm used to it,
and you'd be
though.
going to ED, bypassing the procedure. They have to manage it this way. Whereas if you're in,
Yeah.
they can then obviously manage all their timing and their scheduling, and they can put you first thing in the morning, or late in the afternoon, or late at night. They can choose to do it whenever they want to do it, basically when everything's stabilised. That's part of it. Plus you then also have acute care prior and also after the procedure as you come around, if you're having dystonia or seizures or heart rate drops, blood pressure drops,
I'm
oxygen
scared.
pump, whatever it might
I'm
be.
scared.
It's all right. We'll get you through it. We're all prepared. We've got a very, very good team that is very, very, very prepared, ready for you. But that's just a day, another thing to do.
I'm autistic.
Yeah, but it has been part
I
of it
can't
today.
eat properly because of my palate
And your
and
dysphagia.
autism. And autism.
Mm.
Okay? I try my best.
Well, I'm trying my best just to get some food
But-
into you at the moment, so that's actually really good that
I
you
know.
are eating, because I have to give you some pain relief as soon as you
I
finish
don't
eating.
want it, sir.
Yeah, I know that. Bad luck.
No.
Bad luck.
But basically, yeah, like,
Avoidance of taking certain medications is actually one of the greatest difficulty
Lava.
that I have, because Dyan has difficulty understanding when her pain
I
is
have
too much
PDA.
for her, which is not a device that you type things in for work. Pathological demand avoidance. PDA. Pathological demand
Comes with
avoidance.
autism.
It's just one of those little extra zingers that you
My
can
mum
sometimes
used to
get.
love it so much.
No, she did not.
So much.
She would teach you black and blue
She used to
because
beat
of
the
it.
shit out of me for it.
Yes.
Did it change me?
50
You
years
can't,
later,
you can't
no,
change
it still hasn't
pathological
changed.
demand avoidance, guys, because we're on our own schedule, on our own road,
It
and
takes
you
a
get in the
lot
way
of
and we
motivation
go,
to get
get
things
the
organised.
fuck out the way, I'm
Yeah.
busy.
And look, it is part
But
of
we
it
achieve a lot.
when you get to it. It's a combination with your ADHD as well, and it's
Well,
part of executive
ADHD,
functioning.
sometimes I go in circles, yes.
Oh, you reckon?
And the OCD
Throw the
gets in the
OCD
way.
in.
It'd be nice.
You have been in a loop.
I have been, you know what I've been
She has
complaining
been in a
about
loop.
a lot this last couple of days?
Ruminational loop. Ruminating.
About my towel. What, you show them the towel. Show them how petty it is to others, but not to
Petty.
me. Not to me.
Petty.
The most favourite towel in the world, which I thought I'd lost,
She thought
and I was going to cry over it.
She
because
was-
it's so
no,
special.
she was
I
crying
was
over
looking
it.
online. Where's the other one? I've got to
She
buy it
was
again.
looking where she could buy a friggin' towel. A
Because it's
towel
tie-dye pink.
that's got tie-dye pink. It was so
Best
important to
towel
her.
ever.
I can say And you might be asking, why
And I
the
want to
stress?
see that more often in my bathroom.
Well, you know
Not
what?
just that one towel over and
Well,
over again.
you should maybe put all your towels in the one spot because we've got
can't.
towels over there, we've got towels over
can't.
there, we've got towels over there, we've got towels. We have towels
But I
everywhere.
can't.
Do you have towels everywhere?
You know why?
Why?
We don't have an actual... It's a beautiful apartment, guys. It really is.
But you
the
got a lot of
only
towels.
downside is there's no
many towels.
linen cupboard in here. So they have to go in different furniture things that
Sure.
we've bought and shoved in there.
Now, the reason why she thought the towels had vamooshed, disappeared,
Oh, the art exhibition.
it was the art exhibition.
To pad them out, to
I
travel them.
had used a number of
Yeah.
cleaning towels, different to
Oh,
the
cleaning towel.
cleaning towels. I didn't use the tie-dye towel. It wasn't part of that collective that went there. I'd used the towels for that.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning towels,
You didn't. Sorry.
thank you, to pad out the artwork in the trolley to take to
We're
the...
black today. Woo! You
You never wear black.
Ah,
You're all in black. If you were a New Zealander, I'd
It's
say you're in
only
all
cause-
black.
it's only because it's Calvin Klein.
Okay. I don't know why she's in black. Are you in a
And
black
I've
mood
got
today?
Fluffy.
Are you
I'm
are you into some black
Wednesday Adams,
black
yes.
humour?
I'm Wednesday Adams.
It's
I'm
Thursday.
sarcastic. I'm bitchy.
But it's Thursday. You cannot be Wednesday Adams.
And look, guys, when I
from
say
the
I'm bitchy,
Adams family. You can't
I
be
am
Wednesday
not
on
good at
Thursday.
being bitchy. I am like a walkover.
She
I'm a
is.
walkover.
Yes, you are a absolute complete
Everyone walks over me, but you know
walkover.
what?
I
I'm
can see
autistic.
the footprints now.
I don't care because
Yes.
I'm my own best friend.
Good. And that's what you need to be
And
first.
I like who I am.
It's important to love and like yourself first
And
before worrying about anything else.
I know how strong I am.
Yep.
And all of my enemies have always made me stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So cheers to that.
Sure. What was one of the steps though that we had to do after waking up at 5:45 a.m. this morning? That involved the computer,
Computer.
logging in, social media. What did we do?
Was that another meltdown?
One of many little
What happened?
micro meltdowns.
Yeah, I've had micro meltdowns. What was it?
That was the Facebook accounts.
Oh, yeah, I was cancelling all my Facebook accounts. Sorry, guys.
I
Facebook
thought
is
I'd
toxic.
mention that.
They can go and suck eggs. So, friends from high school that love me, you know who you are.
You know how
and
to
I
reach
know
her.
who you are. But
Call me.
those ones that have been nasty on Facebook,
Yeah.
Bullies.
Bullies.
Just grow up
Mean-
and leave me
mean
alone and
girls.
move on with your life.
Yeah.
Okay? Bye.
I do find out of, and
We're
I don't know
50.
if you're the same, but I do find out of all the social media channels. And look, I have engaged, I have worked literally on them. I have obviously as a social media manager and obviously online marketing for
I
25
hate
years.
Facebook. Always have.
Facebook has been probably the bane of my
Always
existence.
hated
I
it.
think it's actually probably the most toxic, and I've seen the most amount of people come and go. It's almost like a terminal, really. Some people even announce that they're coming and going, bye, bye, off they go. But anyway, Dyan this morning decided
The
that was
negative
it.
Nellies on Facebook.
Eh,
People that love Facebook
Hmm.
are normally the gossipers, the negative ones. I'm not saying that everyone that has
Yeah,
Facebook.
and
I'm
we're
not
not
talking
going
about you guys saying.
over
if you-
generalisations.
Yeah, but I'm saying
It occurs more
it
there.
attracts those ones the most.
Right, so it occurs more there on that channel
I
more
like
than the other
YouTube
channels.
because we're doers,
Yeah.
aren't we?
So I am
We're
sorry.
doers.
Here is your PSA, public service announcer now.
What?
Dyan is no longer on Facebook.
Sorry, guys.
There is no Facebook group or Facebook page because you've got
I'm
to be
sure
on
you
Facebook
understand.
to have the other. So
Mhm.
anyway, that's gone. That's all right. Wasn't getting much traction. It wasn't our main channel. YouTube is our main channel. You're also on TikTok and
I love
Instagram.
TikTok.
You're still
I
there.
don't mind
So
Instagram.
the links for those, by the way, are in the About Us section on YouTube. So you can go off and explore.
You can meet me
if
there.
you weren't there, you can
Not,
meet,
not,
you
not,
can meet her on the
not
line.
the mean girls. Just go get a life, get a
Yeah,
hobby,
Rack off.
get a hobby.
But I wanted to talk about that
What?
because
Yeah?
it was part of the mini meltdown.
Mhm.
And look, I would have, and I actually did advise at the beginning, are you sure you want to go back on Facebook at the time? I did say
I
that,
never
didn't I?
guessed
Did
that
I?
two
Did I? Did I
girls
say that?
from high school
I said that.
would still continue to be so petty.
Yeah.
My God, you must be so jealous, girls, that you're continuing this to our 50s.
Mm,
I'm embarrassed for you.
mm.
You're both 51. I'm still 50. Like, I'm sorry, but like, grow up. Man, seriously, get alive.
Well, they can do it on their own accord now.
Whatever.
But these sort of things can obviously trip an autistic over into obviously
We get
feelings
bullied
of
from the day we're born.
not only being bullied, but what else does it do? It really makes you then look around.
You can't trust
the
people.
whole sense of protection. Okay, that was a big concern about that. How you then feel as part of being a member of society and being able to participate.
When you know what it reminds you of as an autistic, as an adult autistic now, it just keeps reminding me that it's a little emotional, but like Tony Atwood says, the autistic is only autistic when they leave their home.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's true, and it's the same as going on social media. He gets very concerned, Tony Atwood does, of us being on social media.
For those who don't understand, Tony Atwood is a
A
professional
guru for autism.
in
He's
female autism.
Uh-huh.
He's autistic himself. He has family members who are autistic. He is a psychologist who has specialised in that area internationally, and has obviously written many books, on podcasts, on YouTube, and attended very many autistic conferences.
And he's a very, very lovely man,
space.
and I was his top fan for at one point at Facebook.
When
which
you're
I
on
missed.
Facebook, now that you're not on Facebook, you can't do that wrong.
But I really, this guy has literally changed my life. His books
Resonated.
made me be able to navigate being an autistic
Female
in this
autistic.
world.
Yeah.
And to also explain it to others and say, this is what I am.
Neurodifference.
Because
yeah.
when you are you don't know. I'm not neurotypical and autistic to explain both. But I am an adult, so I can do a little bit. But basically, yeah. He just says that this is just toxic people should never be allowed around us because we just don't take crap, guys. We literally just... The problem with it is it's a bad mix, right?
Yeah.
I call a spade a spade.
It's never gonna
So
be
if someone
good
comes
thing.
up
There's
to
no
me
filter on
and
this one.
says something nasty, I'm just going to go fuck off. And I get into trouble. You know the situation in society, how it's like the person that says fuck off and calls a spade gets into trouble. It's me. All the time.
Because there is no filter.
And I do
in
it
the
for other, I
processing.
used to do it for other kids at school.
Yeah.
I didn't just do it for myself.
You stand up
I
for
do
others,
it for other kids at school. I'd be like, fuck you, why are you picking on this person? Asshole. And then I get into trouble. Now, I didn't mind it because I was like, no, this is wrong. It's injustice.
Okay. You might need to sometimes choose your words better, but I know you find that very difficult to actually do that. And then throw in a bit of Tourette's on the side and copyright. Good luck on her ever being able to choose her words in a
I'm
refined
just letting off
manner.
steam. I'm letting off steam.
It's
I don't
okay.
always swear like this, guys. I'm letting off steam.
Yep.
But basically, yeah, a autistic can spot fake and gossipy people a mile away. We smell it. It's in the air. As soon as someone's like, we can't spot social manipulation.
No.
But when they're fake, it's like, you're not fooling
But you
me.
may not be able to work out exactly what's going on, but there's that awkwardness.
There's
that
a
feeling.
vibe.
There's
There's
a
a
vibe.
feeling.
Exactly. Now, I think Tony Atwood also resonates with you because you went through and studied psychology at university. You never wanted to actually become a psychologist and do the counselling side, but the actual information has intrigued you for all your life.
Science.
You then, as a science, have taken that on board and become a special interest. And
wanted to do
autistics
the
with a
science
special
side of
interest
it.
become hyper-focused. And boy, did she become hyper-focused. I think she's read every
I want
psychology
to
book
do like
from journal
science
there is.
experiments like I used to do during the degree. We used to conduct experiments, write the reports, get them assessed. We'd do all the statistics ourselves. I did the science degree.
Well, I found that your
hard.
training in psychology was very helpful when you were helping me with my online business, particularly in the area of marketing, because psychology of marketing is actually a very important thing to also be mindful of and
we
aware
learnt
of
that.
how to utilise that. So that's a useful skill. But I think it's also funny because I see so many autistics who actually go to university, if they actually get the chance to go to university,
We never
who
really
then actually go into the field
Use-
of psychology, more so to learn about themselves and how they
That's
fit
all I
in
wanted.
to the
When
bigger
I was
picture. What does it mean to be, neurodiverse, and what are these neurotypicals,
However-
and how do I interact?
Yeah.
Who am
However,
I?
what I really started off in is where I would have gone back to, which was social welfare. I love #save the humans, just like saving animals.
Save the humans.
I love saving humans.
Yep.
So I would have gone back into that work anyway, not so much
So
the
you're
psychology
Greenpeace
work.
for humans, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
So
what
when
I
I'm
would-
on the beach and someone says, "Hey, call Greenpeace," they've really been calling
That's
you.
what
to
we
save
are.
Me. Okay.
We go and help people out that everyone says, you're all losers, we don't want to help you. I go and help those people.
Good for you.
And I used to always find that gave me meaning in my life, which is more
Purpose.
important than money. But basically, that was my real passion. But psychology, it does help an autistic. But also, the problem with autistics are we have the abilities of so many things like that. And when you combine my qualifications, I'm a social worker, really.
Yeah.
You know, and I would be employed by many organisations because of that if I was well and I was still in the workforce,
your health
right?
was enabling you to be able to participate
But
in
the
full-time
sad thing
work.
is being autistic gets in the way.
Yeah.
Because of other people. They don't come to our level. We have to go to their level, and we can't.
It's probably why almost
We've got to meet
80%
in
of
the middle.
autistics don't actually succeed in the workplace, out in those engagements, and be able to maintain a meaningful contribution. They may want to, but they get into the workplaces and they're not made accommodations for, or they're picked on, or it's just like too complex.
Bitching.
Yeah, it is hard to actually deal with those social dynamics, unfortunately.
And I'm a truther.
Yeah.
I tell the truth to my detriment.
Now, the other thing with autism, and I see this a lot with you, is that rumination. It ties also
That's
into
OCD.
the OCD. Well, no, it's autistic behaviours as well.
Oh,
That's
is
right.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But also coming back into that, also with 22q, Dyan's got that chromosomal disorder, which I keep talking about,
Anxiety,
22q11.2 Deletion Syndrome. Anxiety and fear are just one part of hundreds, literally hundreds, 185 different clinical symptoms are possible in here. You've got a huge swath of them. Well, what's not surprising considering you're missing anywhere between 30 to 50 genes. And we know that the genes are very important, not just the genes that you put on and wear, but the genes throughout the rest of your body. It affects every cell at the cellular level.
Missing too many.
It's actually interesting because if those cells aren't working properly, and it's about communication, and that's what this whole cellular structure and the genetic structure is actually about. They think about it in sets of threes, and if you have a message and you're suddenly missing one part of that communication, that word suddenly gets so if I said rat and I take out one of the letter, the first letter, the R, and then you've only got the at, and you've got a sentence that's made up of all these little triplets in threes, suddenly you said the big rat, well suddenly it's the big at. That doesn't make the same sense as the first sentence. This is what happens with the genes that are missing. Yeah, so you're transcoding your communication. So
that's like when I
your
was at
body is
school,
not working properly.
And that's when I'm speaking like you guys.
Acids
Like
and everything correct.
Yeah, what's been happening lately with my neurology, which is why I'm overdue for my annual test anyway with my neuropsychologist to see where my brain is at neurologically.
Because of seizures,
but
they do
basically,
deterioration. Yeah.
I'm doing that a lot. I'm replacing words that are very similar and using those words which don't make the context correct.
Now, it's interesting you brought that up. It's not totally directly related to what I'm saying as far as the way the genes and all that operate, but no.
But when I was
but in the same
school,
way, and funny that you do
when I was
that, because
learning
you've got
at
the
school.
dyslexia and the dysgraphia and the dyscalculia, but also the fact that your short-term memory, your word retrieval, all that information, your word finding, that's why we're finding that Dyan's stuttering more. So please do have patience. Bear with her if she's struggling.
Don't I, guys? You've
What
heard
I
me.
suggest always here is
feel sick, sorry.
slow things down. Take a breath. Think about the words or where you're wanting to aim towards and go towards. And
That's what my counsellor at school used to get me through when I was at special ed. Even in high school, they
the
try and
mind's racing,
support me.
but the
And
brain's
she'd
taking
say
it.
that. She's going, right, we've got to work on the stuttering. And I'm like,
It's
I'm
communication.
13,
It's
right?
that message from the brain to get all these muscles working and
I was
create
13,
those sounds. Yeah.
And my father told me he had the same thing.
Yeah,
But I was
genetics. Funny about that.
I was 13.
Yeah.
And anyway, the counsellor was like, right, what you need to do is exactly that. Slow it down. And I'm like, guys, when I was a teenager, I was in running club, I was doing aerobics, I was teaching dance, I was dancing, I was
ADHD
in
much?
performance group. I was doing everything.
The only thing that slowed her down, unfortunately, was chronic
And
health.
they're going, slow down when you speak. And I'm like,
She got a fatiguing illness.
I
That's
can't
the
slow it
only
down.
thing that was like an anchor around her neck to
that
slow
got me
her
that
down.
forced me. Well,
Well, forced you into bed.
actually, it didn't though. Think about it.
I know, you tried to push
I
through.
pushed through, and guess what happened?
Not a good move.
My immune system broke so badly they had to medicate me to sleep for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I was head to toe in hives.
Yep.
I was allergic to water.
Yes, she
on
actually
the
did.
skin.
Water toucher, sizzle. Must be the devil inside. But anyway, I'm just saying that holy water.
Take that back.
But her ADHD was opposing to her condition, and we still find that today.
It's still opposing to the condition now.
And a bit like this rumination I was talking about with the ADHD.
I get really excited and I run around, don't I? And I get really into something and I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
And I'm going, she's about to fall down
and then I'm like,
now.
literally,
and there she is.
I'm like, oh, I can't get up, I can't get up, can't get up. And I'm in pain, and then I'm like in my bed and I'm crying for an hour, and he's like,
and we go, why did you do
And then he goes, do you want
that?
some pain meds? I go, no. And he's like, what the hell
What
is wrong with her?
wrong with you? And the cycle continues.
I've got to finish my art now.
Well, we're going to give you some pain relief. You're going to relax for a little bit of time and digest, and then we're going to do a little bit more art.
Yeah, I've got. This is. I did
Pacing.
one. I did one session with it. Did second session, third session. This is the fourth last
Spread
phase.
over multiple days.
So we will show you it
once it's finished.
Up on the wall.
That's a good place
So
for
that's
it to
the
be.
next time you're gonna see it.
What?
He's being so annoying today.
Oh my god, I'm being annoying
Is
today.
it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet?
I wish it was Wednesday, Adams. I wish it wasn't just Thursday. I wish it was Friday. Not that it makes
You
much
should
of a
call me
difference.
Wednesday Adams sometimes. I'm having an autistic day.
She's having a Wednesday Adams day.
Autistic day.
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
My doctor still sounds grumpy and mad.
He's not grumpy mad. Like I said, he was fine. He's just waiting for his second coffee to kick
He's-
in. We have to talk clinical. I'm sorry you're not involved in it, but it's all boring
No,
clinical
I
conversations.
understand that.
You know, pathology. She should have her CMV and her EBV plus her IgG, IgA, IgMs tested out while we do this. How about that viral load? And Dyan's just going, what the hell are you talking about? You talking about me? Yes, we're talking about you, and we need to get
Am
these
I
things
having
done.
those done as well?
No, we're just checking your viral load initially.
Okay.
Yes.
So those will come. Oh, it's too late, wasn't it?
It was,
That's
and
right,
this
it's
is the
too
problem
late.
about accessing a GP
Yeah,
when you need
it's all
to.
closed up here,
Thank goodness, that's
So
because of the
that's
appropriate
good.
topical.
but they have to do
Management and
testing on
treatment.
up the nose.
However, you're going to have
The-
neuralgic pain, and potentially
Oh,
for the next
yesterday, guys,
12 months you
it
might
was
still have that.
bad. Like,
So gabapentin
I
or pregabalin.
did
you'll
not
need to use.
realise that
Bless you. Check it out. You didn't realise absent seizures. You did a bit of Tourette's, which is a neurological thing at the same time. Were you aware that you did the tics?
I forgot what I was saying.
Okay, so you blanked just as we're talking about the doctor
No, like I didn't.
yesterday. Neuralgic pain.
I didn't realise shingles was so bad.
Absolutely.
Considering like my sight point was so small, considering what I've seen on pictures.
It doesn't have to be huge. It's because it actually comes
But
down
it
the
just
nerve
went
conduction.
through my head. Yeah, I could feel it. All my
It
nerves in my
originates
head.
the viral
were being,
component,
like,
the
stabby,
reactivated chickenpox,
shooting.
which if you've had chickenpox, it can reactivate any time, particularly after the ages of 50 and 60 years of age. It gets worse as you get 70 and 80 years of age. But it actually goes down those nerve endings to the dermal layer, the skin layer, and that's where you get obviously the pustulence and all the scabbing over
I thought
and
it
all that
was
part.
a cyst pimple because I'd done like that EEG, remember?
But you be very
when I
careful
got
in the
home
face
from
because of the
hospital,
optical nerve.
Right.
So that
when I
part
got
can
home
affect
from
the eye.
hospital, I thought, oh, you know, maybe there's a pimple coming. I'll just do a mud mask, and that brought it out even more. And I was like, well, maybe it needs to come out. So I did a second mud mask about 2 weeks later. And it just was inflamed and angry and sore. And I thought, oh, this is the worst cyst I've ever had. But it wasn't a cyst.
Not a cyst. And the thing is, when you for the first
I don't
time of
know.
having it and you weren't expecting it,
No.
you're not
I
aware.
think I got it from
now
hospital.
we're a lot more acutely
I
aware
think I
to look
caught
out
it in
for
hospital, yeah.
it. Now we'll be mindful if it ever appears again, so that we've now got
So guys, if you go to hospital
management plans for that.
and you've got a rare syndrome like me and you don't get the best treatment, harp on about your neutropenia.
Yeah,
and
so
say,
it's your immune
stop
system.
ignoring the fact that I got neutropenia and putting me at risk because, you know, guys, if I get some stupid thing like a chest infection that goes too far and my heart goes,
That's
I can't
our
take
worst
it.
nightmare for coming
That's
into winter
not
mode
good.
here in Western Australia, and that's why we're also being very conscious around that. So we take
We
a
have to
lot
step
of
up now for the
preventative actions
neutropenia for
behind that.
winter. Yeah.
We have the Bactaban ready to go up the nose. We have the nasal things
Yep.
to actually flush out your whole sinus systems. We have antibiotics ready on standby because of the earliest signs. If we don't jump on it, then it becomes
an infection,
or pneumonia, and we don't want any
well,
of those
it can
things
go.
to
I
actually
get
happen.
infections here. I get infections.
And look, you're already dealing with Klebsiella, a long-term
Chest.
3.5 UTI. You've had skin infections recently.
And now I've got shingles.
So, oh my god! And that's why I said about the
I've
EDV
always,
or CMV.
look,
I'm waiting for those
guys,
to be
since the day
reactivated.
I was born, the day I can remember,
You are fully
I've
sick.
had an infection. Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I'm ever going to be infection free.
No, sadly.
I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, because
Only when I'm.
we already know that regular blood tests
What
show
do they
that her
call
immune
it?
system is very, very low. We see that in the platelets and the blood.
Raising up daisies.
When you're pushing up daisies.
Pushing up daisies.
You need to get your analogies better.
I'm an autistic. I don't get them.
Yeah, at the best of times.
It's pretty gross, isn't it? To
It
think about
is.
that.
So I'm going to give you some
Analogy.
tramadol. We're going to then have a look at some
You're
art.
supposed to put it on a spoon.
I like to just throw it right in there.
No.
I like to drop it in there.
It's annoying going.
Very true. Now, it was my idea that we actually use a spoon rather than waiting for the drops to drop one at a time down the mouth, and you've got to count the drops out as you go, which is an exhaustive exercise as it is.
Because
we
it's
measured
glass,
accuracy.
guys. It's not plastic. You can't squeeze it.
A simple solution was to use a tablespoon and actually put the drops into the tablespoon, count them up and say, here you go, suck on that.
Yeah, basically.
Easy, wasn't it? Takes a lot of the stress and the strain away.
It's been easier. So guys, I don't know if anyone else is chemically sensitive, but this is tramadol drops. I can only tolerate, I mean, what's 5 drops?
So 50,
That
25,
is-
12.5 milligrams.
Yeah, that is
It's a
enough
quarter
for
dosage
me
for most people.
to give me pain relief to the
Yeah.
same level. It's not that it's like, because it's a low level, it's low level pain.
Yeah.
I am chemically sensitive.
Now see, as
Hugely.
as a large adult male, I can have 200 milligram tramadol.
I am petite,
at
but I'm just
acute
saying,
pain.
even a petite person could take a 50-gram tramadol like an adult.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can't.
But we can't do that for you.
But it could be the gastroparesis. I have to eat 6 to 8 meals a day.
Yep.
I'm not to eat 3 meals a day because I just go.
Yep.
Bleh.
And now you've had the ondansetron for your nausea, and now we can, once that's settled down, we'll give
Yeah.
you this medication
Well, I felt sick
as
just
well.
eating. That's
I know.
gastroparesis for you.
It is. Between
That was
the
just
reflux,
crackers
good.
with
Cottage
cottage cheese and tomato.
Tomato.
That made me feel sick.
I'm sorry.
So, guys,
That's important to keep the food going.
gastroparesis is a nightmare just
Yeah.
on its own.
Now remember, any of the medical information that we talk about is also very specific.
It's just
only
me.
to
I'm talking
Dyan.
about mine,
It's
but yeah.
for
But that's for
her-
anyone else out there that might have gastric.
Her journey with 22q. We're not here to give you medical advice. That's what
Is
your
Max in
own
the bar?
GP, primary care physician, or specialist is about. So please do see them if you need to find out more
Is
about any of those conditions. He's in the sink still, honey.
He's not in the bath. I thought I saw a head pop
No,
up from
he's
my
in the
bath.
sink. We're still waiting for the bath to be fixed and finished, by the way. It hasn't actually
Monday.
been installed yet. Monday morning, bright and
But
early.
isn't there 2 steps to go?
There's still 2 steps.
So it's only one step.
There's still
So
2
one
steps.
step's going on Monday. I don't know what
Sure,
step it is.
that would be the plumber's step to come back and do the
Then?
second way of doing it, because the first way of doing it, as I said, I told them. I
No,
told
but-
them.
But it isn't.
I said,
unique,
no, I
Mark.
said, if you pull the plug
I
out,
know.
the water is
I
going
think
to
he felt
flood.
bad enough, the poor guy.
Well, he should, because he didn't use these things. They're not
No.
painted on. He needed to listen. My God.
He-
I don't know how many times you can explain. You can take a plumber to water, but you can't make
He
the plumber.
is amazing plumber.
He's a
this
nice
guy.
guy. I
Guys,
get it.
You know how
He
some
didn't
plumbers are
listen.
tossers and others are just awesome blokes?
Some tradies are really, really
This
good.
guy's really good.
I know.
And his people.
But he
his-
did
his-
have to
his
see it to
staff.
believe it.
Awesome.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
it's a disability bath. Guys, what it
It is
is
unusual.
when you undo the plug,
a
unlike a little, like I used to
whirlpool.
love that, the whirlpool.
A vortex
Oh.
effect. There's her
As a
science for
kid,
you.
Mum's like, get out. I'm like, no.
It's
this
like a
is
tornado
good.
in the
This
water,
is
isn't
good.
it?
Exactly.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Well, this
But
one
this one,
is high capacity, high volume.
so I don't drown in a seizure.
Yeah, I have to get her out
Bang.
quickly. I have to get her out. There you go. All right, well, we're going to love him and leave him. We're going to say goodbye.
Because obviously I'm too big to get out by hand. No, you're heavy in water.
You're lighter in water because you're
Oh.
supported by the water you float, you twit.
Well, I'm not good
There
at
is
physics, am I?
no hope for this
Failed
one
at
at
physics
all.
just then.
And if I sent you
See?
to the Red Sea where it's a bit
But
more
guys,
salty, you'd be
if I'm
floating better.
hyper-focused on something and I learn something, I know everything about that.
Yep.
But see the gaps? It's stupidity.
I think there's a gap between your left ear and your right ear.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
lot of
just
stupidity.
saying, I've looked in
there's
there.
a lot of stupidity in here.
I've seen the
It's a
CT
spectrum.
scans and the MRIs.
It's a spectrum.
There's nothing in there.
There's
It's
many nothingness.
Truly, there's actually nothing in there, really. We've had it.
There's
we've had it
many
tested.
nothingness.
We had it tested. I can tell you that. Guys, big thumbs up if you have comments, questions, ideas, and suggestions.
I was
Leave
different.
them below. Of course,
She
if you're new to
said
the
I
channel,
was
welcome.
different.
Don't forget to subscribe.
She only said
you're
I was
very
different.
They break the mold when they made you. And we
that
will
what
see
she
you.
said?
She did. We will see you in another episode real soon.
Bye.